Alright guys, welcome back to the channel, welcome back to another video. Of course, after the two new insane EZAs that dropped, we're gonna have to try them in some difficult content. And first up is EZA Fizz Janemba. No boo tanks on this rotation, but that is okay. With 198k defense, that's not really a worry, that's not an issue, considering how quickly we can build Janemba up. I'm gonna let him stay in slot 1. I mean, it's too late now because I've already started the rotation, but we do have some of Super EZA Broly's support. And of course, double digits on normal straight away, that's to be expected. I mean, he's in slot 1, so he has the bonus damage reduction, 10 mil because of how many orbs we got Broly. So Janemba's got a big chunk of support. 6.9 mil crit as well. And his passive's already fully built up. That's one thing I love about his passive, how quickly you can build it up. Like literally one turn, done. It's just that quick. Not that in an event like this he needs to build it up that quickly, but just in general with how hard events hit nowadays, having unit that just builds up one turn, second turn latest, or their second appearance latest, it helps so much to basically have them ready for the rest of the fight. So Janemba's already good to go, which is very good. Gohan's almost dead as well. I mean, running dual Broly, so I mean, we might as well. Actually, I don't have 9th anniversary Broly on the team, so I don't have to worry about domains overlapping, and his only lasts, what, 3 turns, and then we can run the other one. So I'm actually going to hold on to that. Well, there's no point using it now because this phase just isn't difficult. It's just not difficult. So I'm going to wait until the next phase and then we can pop one of the domains, and then by the time we get into Beast, we can then just pop the next one. See, unfortunately on Global, we don't have the Goku and Frieza fight yet, so we don't really have too many events to be testing out new units into, whether that's the new Scout of Vegeta that's come out, the 2 EZAs. You know, we don't have them yet, and the Supreme Magnificent Battle from Worldwide really wasn't what we thought it was going to be, and it's actually really easy. Don't get me wrong, that bomb mechanic can catch you a little bit, but if you have an orb changer, which this team does, it's quite easy to avoid. That said, sometimes you're kind of forced into bad RNG where you have to pick up those bomb key spheres, but in general, they just don't hit hard enough for you to actually worry that you might die in that event. Like, it's just, as I said, it's just quite easy. It's just quite easy to fly through. Even with the missions, it is quite easy to just fly through that one. So I don't see the point of trying new units in there. I could carry on trying units out against Kid Buu just for the time being, because he doesn't have any, say he doesn't have any annoying gimmicks. He does have the Nullify, doesn't hit hard as Beast, but then he doesn't lock units. And his first 2 phases are actually both difficult rather than a slight slow burner. Do you know what? We'll rotate Carnival Broly off and have him on the next rotation. We'll just keep it like this. I mean, Janemba with the domain has 677k defense and build up. And again, don't forget, because we're in slot 1, extra 22% damage reduction. I mean, we can have that in slot 2, but I'm going to let him stay in slot 1. 22 key or more, which means the extra 66% attack, which we're good for. And don't forget, we've already got the base 22% damage reduction, guard, and then 50% dodge if we need it, which we don't. 9 damage, and he's already doing 15 mil. He's not even too well linked up either. This is domain and Janemba's full build up, and he's already at 15 mil. No extra additional, but that's fine. But of course, he's still taking double digits, especially after he's raised his attack and defense on super attack. Janemba is chilling right now. Janemba is chilling right now. He's coasting. Now Beast doesn't have key. I'm pretty sure he doesn't have a key blast base super. No, he doesn't. Actually, does he? No, I don't think he does. I think it's the other one. I can't remember what they call it. But so we won't be able to have that Nullify. That's essentially useless to us in the final phase. But still, having all that damage reduction and guard, along with a 50% chance to dodge, Janemba is chilling. I haven't put any skill orbs on him, which I probably should have. Probably should have given him some extra dodge. But right now, he's doing well. He's doing very, very well. And at least next time he appears, we're going to have him lined up with Bootanks. He's not going to have too many stacks, which worries me a little bit. But we should be good. We should be good. And at least with more links active, he's going to do more damage. I mean, tanking-wise, he should be good. And again, this is all at 55% because I don't have any dupes in my LR Super Janemba at all. So he's actually doing really, really well, considering, again, as I said, he doesn't have dupes. This is all 55%. Really? Is this because I can't nullify, you feel the need to nullify me back in a way? Like, look what I can do. You're showing off your shiny toy because I don't have one or mine's rusty. Yeah, hold the damage. Hold the damage from Super EZA Broly. You can hold that. You look stupid now. You're nullifying for what? To get battered. To get battered. You know what I might do? Just so Bootanks has an extra stack, I'm tempted to leave him in slot. That's probably not a good idea. Just in case Gohan supers and he doesn't dodge, probably not a good idea that I do that. So I'm not going to do that. Dodge it. I mean, actually, how much is this going to do? Again, 44% damage reduction. God. He didn't dodge, obviously. How much is this going to do? 51 damage. I mean, this isn't the difficult part, but still, just to see him tank double digits here, good start. It's a good sign. Big crit as well. I mean, that was kind of unnecessary because Gohan was basically dead with a flick, but I'll take that. Domain's gone. That's fine. Actually, I can't remember whose domain we used, so I could just redo it. Can I redo it? I can redo it. Okay, that's perfect. So we're going to pop that. We're going to pop Broly's active skill. Broly's locked in slot 1, so I don't see the need to use a Senzu Bean to get rid of the lock-in. Which I can't lie. Gohan isn't too much of a challenge anymore already, which is mental and global, because he hasn't actually been out that long. He's just jarring for the most part. Like, don't get me wrong, he hits hard, but for the most part, he's just annoying because of the lock-in. So if you bring Senzu Beans, it's a very simple counter to all of this. That's fine. Broly's active skill's just been used. We've just used a domain and he has guard. It's a bit... The only annoying part is you stun. That's just generally what makes him jarring. I said the lock-in, but then the fact he always, for the majority of the time, super attacks in slot 1. So whoever's in slot 1 is just forced to not super attack that turn. And just not attack at all. Hibby should take a little bit on normal. Yeah, I was expecting that. Who's locked in where? Janemba's actually locked in slot 1, which to be fair for him isn't actually bad. Because Janemba still gets the 22% damage reduction from being in slot 2. It's just he is the slot 1 unit on this rotation. So actually, no. We're going to pop his active. Why not? We're going to put him into rage mode. Because we get to do this. The fact he changes the entire field and gets extra attack per keys for he picks up is crazy to me. Especially because he guaranteed crits on both super attacks. Like, this is the one rage / giant form, aside from Orange Piccolo's, because his is actually pretty useful. But this is the one rage or giant form that I actually don't see as almost pointless. Like, don't get me wrong, I get the point of it. It's free damage, but Janemba actually puts out numbers when he goes into rage mode, which is why it only lasts like 1 turn, but you can actually do big damage for free in this rage mode, which I'm a big fan of. So it only makes sense why it only lasts 1 turn, but it's just that you actually do good numbers. Especially because that guaranteed crit as well. And he's actually working his magic right now. He actually took, what, down a whole health bar and a bit by himself in rage mode. So that worked out really well. Does it change the lock-in, or are we still locked? I mean, if it did change, we're now... Obviously, it's changed the rest of the rotation, which I now actually don't need to use a Senzu Bean. Senzu Bean! How much support can we get? I can go here. Yeah, I'm going to go here. So, What's Janemba up to? 655k defense. Buhan's on 500k, but I'm not really too concerned about him. And then we got a 24 key, which again means that extra 66% attack is guaranteed. That actually worked out really well for us. That's another thing he can do. He might not get rid of super attacks, or maybe he has. I'm not entirely sure. But of course, he resets the attack patterns, which is handy. I mean, he could make them worse. To be fair, you could get quite unlucky, but he shifts them around, and he's moved every single attack to after we super, up to 19 mil as well. Gohan's dead, but if he wasn't dead, I mean, would be fine. Because then, in this case, in slot 2, we've already super attacked, which means an extra 50% attack and defense on top of what he's got. He could have additional, so that's an extra 30. But he would have super attacked first, bolstered out the defense, all of his damage reduction guard. He would have been good, but Janemba done really well there. That rage mode can really come in handy, especially against gimmick fights like that, where units can be locked. So, extra stars in my book. That was a very good video. Didn't even need to use any of the sensus. Shame we didn't see him get super attacked, but it kind of is what it is. His rage mode shifted everything about. I'm sure if I didn't use it and went down the sensu bean route and then left him in slot 1, we would have seen how much he would have tanked on a super attack, or even if he would have dodged it. And of course, that's the beauty of him having so much defensive utility. He could potentially tank a decent amount of it, even more once he super attacks, especially in slot 2, or if the super attack just comes after in slot 1. But then also he has a 50% chance to dodge. And if they do have key blast super attacks, he also has a 70% chance to nullify it. So that's the beauty, as I said, with so much defensive utility. But that rage mode, as I said, very handy in gimmick fights where you can just reset the attack patterns. So even though he was locked, didn't actually end up mattering for us. But overall, we did really well, good amounts of damage. As I said, while doing good amounts of damage, it might not be on Gogeta's level, but he just has so much defensive utility. And I know Gogeta does as well, but we know how Dokkan treats extreme units compared to super units. And extreme units have never eaten so good. And Broly's team just carries on to continue to be packed out. So while it's still not on par and it's still not equal, I feel like I'm fighting for rights right now. It's still very good. It's still very good, and extreme units are eating very good. Villains are winning, and Janemba is very, very nice. But you can let me know your thoughts down in the comments. I still might do Kid Buu fights. I might not. Just because technically Beast is more difficult out the two, and we still don't have Goku Freezing yet. But I'll see. Take care. Have a good rest of your day, guys. And I'll see you in the next video. And peace.